Hi guys, hope you're all keeping well. I thought I'd mix it up a bit this week. We've been doing a lot of Taycan content, so I thought why not do one on the bike? And what better thing to talk about than a recent service experience, which, brace yourself, was very expensive indeed. Ouch. But my own doing, to be fair. So let's discuss that. This is a Ducati Diavel 2013. I absolutely love it. Huge fan of bikes. I have another one as well. If you are a tall rider, considering getting a motorbike, then this is almost certainly one you should not rule out. As soon as I sat on this, I thought, wow, that is comfy. And I've ridden a lot of bikes in my time. Sports bikes, I tend to hang over the front, like almost feel like I'm looking at the ground and not forward. It doesn't feel right for me being so long of body, if I can say that. But this bike is absolutely phenomenal. Other bikes to consider if you're tall, of course, the BMW range, the RTs, the GSs, all super comfortable bikes if you're tall. But this thing I just absolutely love. It never fails to disappoint when I get on it. But I had a recent service on this and it was very, very expensive indeed. Why was it so expensive? Well, I need to set the scene a little bit here. I've had this bike now for 10 years. I got it from new. Got it from my local dealer, fantastic bunch of guys. Had two bikes through them now, probably considering getting a third at some point. So really good relationship with them. And they have a lot of loyal, faithful customers. So I had this bike 10 years ago and I've kind of been doing the servicing myself on it. I've only done 6,800 miles, so what is that per annum? 680 miles per annum, so hardly any miles per year. And I'm quite comfortable doing basic servicing on my bike myself. Very important to change the oil regularly. The engines always benefit from having nice clean oil in them, no escaping that. So I've kind of been doing that myself. The fluids, no problem there, change the battery, kind of keeping on top of it. But therein is the lesson. You kind of need to do a bit more than that eventually. So I thought after 10 years, looking through the rather empty service book, I'd better get this brought up to speed, get everything done on the bike that needs doing, get it health checked, get it looked over, ensure that it is safe for the road, because it's important that a car's safe, but really important that a bike's safe. It's got fresh tyres on it and that it's not going to fail you on the road, because if you come off of one of these things on the road, you could end up looking like a pizza, which is not ideal in any way, shape or form, especially if it's got pineapple on it. But this bike has treated me very well. It's never had any issues to speak of. It's had a recall for the rear trellis, which I didn't bother doing because the new trellis is very ugly. It's the thing that holds the license plate on. So I've just left that as is. And if it falls off, it falls off, but it won't fall off. It shouldn't fall off. These things tend to be very over cautious, shall I say. So anyway, I get to the dealer. I walk up to the counter at the dealer. It's all booked in and ready to drop the bike off and then make my way home on the train. And the guy behind the service desk says, have you ever had the timing belt done on the bike? And I said, no, not that I can recall. I haven't done it myself and definitely haven't brought it in to be done. It needs doing. It needed doing 5 years ago. Okay, so I've been riding around on a bike for 5 years that needed a timing belt doing. I'm just going to swap this arm before it drops off here. Haven't got any of my gear with me today. It's an ad hoc video. Timing belt needed doing 5 years ago. Okay, so yeah, been riding around on the bike for 5 years in need of a timing belt change. Now, it's not good to run vehicles way beyond the timing belt needing changed or the timing chain, depending on what you've got, because if that snaps, it's game over for the engine, pretty much. It connects the crankshaft to the camshaft, runs the valves basically, and if any of those go, you're going to get massive compression or blow the engine up, and it's pretty much game over. So I have been running this for 5 years, needing the timing belt changed. Not good. So we added that to the list of jobs to be done. I said, just if it needs doing, just do it, get the bike up to speed, health check, everything, the works. So they did just that. Now, the timing belt is made of Kevlar, so you're very unlucky if it is going to go. The service interval on the timing belt is 5 years or 15,000 miles, whichever comes first. Obviously 5 years came way before 15,000 miles in this case. We've got about another 9,000 miles to go till I see that, but that was a little bit sad to hear that I'd been riding around on it for that long in need of a change. And hand up, you know, this is totally my fault. I should have taken it in more regularly. I should have kept a closer eye on the service interval warning on the dash and kept on top of it a little bit more. But I've been doing so few miles in it. I just thought, you know, what is the point? Honestly, most of those miles that I have done, I have racked up on it, were towards the earlier part of this bike's life. I haven't been doing that much on it recently because I've been out doing filming with cars, etc. Other things to note, the next major thing that needs doing on this bike is the valve clearances. The valve clearances will need doing at some point, and that's 15,000 miles, regardless of age. So as soon as you hit 15,000 miles, if you do it in 1 year, if you do it in 10 years, you need to get the valve clearances done on these bikes. They use desmodromic valves, not sprung valves, so you need to ensure that the clearance is very tight on these and working as expected. But the bike itself is absolutely lovely. It's never let me down. The guys that look after it at my local dealer are fantastic, so props to them for doing a great job always and keeping me honest, keeping me true here. But it is a wonderful bit of kit, and as I said, if you are of a longer disposition like myself, it is definitely worth checking one of these out. The new one is the V4 Diavel, so that's based off the Panigale V4, the Grand Touring version of that engine, so tuned for more torque, not quite as high on the RPM and rev range, so it's quite as high on the RPM and BHP I should say, but I'm quite excited to go and test ride one of those, see how it compares to this. Although looking at the numbers, I'm not holding out much hope because they are pretty similar, if I'm honest. I was hoping that the numbers of the new Diavel, the V4, would be absolutely whopping, but they're not. They're kind of pretty much in line with this, but it'd be good to get on it and see how that engine compares at some point. So I've got the actual list of things that were done here on the service, and what we'll do is we'll just quickly smash through those. Why not? Good to see what was delivered. So we have delivered Shell Advanced Ultra, so oil, environment fee, oil filter, sun plug washer, antifreeze, coolant, brake and clutch fluids, thank you. Z88 timing belt, that's the important bit. Nuts, a washer, oil drain cap, fast fastening, some kind of fastening, it's only £1.92 for that. And that is it. So all in all parts, £210, not a lot, but the labour was £452. So the total cost for this service was £790, nearly 800 quid. I've paid that for a McLaren service. Yeah, it was an expensive one, but absolutely necessary to get the bike back up to speed, get the service book back up to speed, and ensure that it's safe for the onward journey. So that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Do like, do sub if you appreciate it. And we'll be back to cars very soon, but I thought I'd mix it up a bit for this one. Bye for now. Yeah, I'm off for a coffee.